The recent Black Lives Matter protests began with a focus on police brutality, but they also sparked grassroots efforts to address economic inequality. Many black-owned businesses saw a surge in demand after campaigns on social media to support them. But how long will that last? Well, Ijoma Nduwake has this report.
Keeping up with demand is challenging these days. Since calls to support black-owned businesses began in June, sales of luxury skincare range Apara have rocketed.
In the first few weeks, the sales were exponential compared to where we were. Now, the sales are still way better than what happened before June. The interest has been amazing, and today we are now about to launch with 13 more retailers. This is within the space of 6 weeks. I mean, it's extraordinary, to be honest.
Over at this fashion showroom in southeast London, designer Phyllis Taylor prepares a stream of orders for delivery. Following calls to support black-owned brands, she saw her Instagram following jump from 13 to 40,000 in a matter of days.
You know, I've had this brand for 15 years, and to have this kind of interest in the brand, to me, it makes sense, because the hard work that has gone into getting me to this point, it's long overdue. The money that's come from that has enabled me to create a new line, and it's just given me a bit more room to do things that I've always wanted to do, but just never had the money. This has been the best sales.
The success these companies are enjoying is bittersweet. The Black Lives Matter protest started in response to the death of George Floyd, an unarmed black man killed in police custody. As a wave of anti-racism protests spread around the world, activists highlighted social and economic inequality. The protests that filled these streets might be over, but here in the UK and in many parts of the world, conversations continue about how to tackle racial inequality. Now, research shows that black business owners face more difficulty accessing finance than their white counterparts. So many are concerned that without a concrete plan in place to address systemic issues like this, the boost these businesses are experiencing could be short-lived. Social media became the platform for this US-based campaign by black entrepreneur Aurora James. The 15% pledge calls on major retail platforms to devote 15% of shelf space to black-owned businesses. The hope is that if retailers place large orders, it could help black founders secure bank loans and investment.
There has been a moment of clarity like we've never seen before. The surge that we've seen in kind of the purchasing of black products from black businesses is absolutely amazing. The advent of the Black Pound Day, where we specifically try to buy black, is absolutely fantastic. And that's a marked change from some of the movements before.
Many business founders are optimistic that we're living through a pivotal moment for black enterprise. They live in hope that the Black Lives Matter movement will become a springboard for long-lasting social change. Ijoma Nduwake, BBC News.
The National Black Chamber of Commerce UK joins us from Birmingham. Thanks for being with us. Let's just pick up on that last thought. Is this a pivotal moment, do you think, for black businesses in this country?
Well, it is, but there's still a lot to be done, considering the disparity between other white companies that have recently set up or been established for such a long time. There's still a hell of a lot to be done. And, you know, the unfairness, if you want to call it that, it's just, you know, I've seen so many people come to me that just the lack of accessing funds or even just information, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
So those disparities you're talking about, I mean, just be more specific. Are we talking about, for example, loans from banks, investment, that kind of thing?
Well, there's loans, grants, even the basic information of finding out where to access these grants from or funding. You know, a lot's been done because of the coronavirus, and a lot of black businesses hasn't got a clue where to access this information from, or they just have no kind of information that's been dispersed to them. I know that a lot of groups have got networking facilities and, you know, they meet regularly, whereas a lot of black organisations just tend to just fend for themselves and they're on their own.
And we heard in that report a call to buy black. Is that something you think is important and could make a difference in this country?
To buy black?
Yeah, to support black businesses specifically. I mean, I think that was in the United States in particular, but would you like to see that kind of support in this country?
It would be absolutely beneficial to support black businesses, and you know, but it shouldn't be just as a one-off occasion or on any specific date. It should be something that's done on a regular basis, and you know, we have to support our own businesses, and we've been doing that. But in order to survive long term, a lot more needs to be done.
And just very briefly, has all this changed potentially because of the George Floyd death in Minneapolis in the United States, do you think, and the whole rise of the Black Lives Matter campaign?
Yeah, but we've seen this before. There's a slight increase in purchasing powers. You know, people do take up black businesses and their special offers or whatever, and then it's all forgotten. And I think the government has to do a lot more to be able to sustain black businesses, you know. SME businesses are part of the economic rivalry that needs to see the country survive and just to, you know, employ more people rather than see unemployment rising.
Good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for being with us this morning. That's Dawn Broomfield there from the Black Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your time.